Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Another PA Painting with PABrewNews, episode 27. Wow. I'm back. I'm going to do some more stuff. Got a little crazy thing going on today where I just basically, I covered everything with a black gesso. And then I took white gesso, made some splotches, and while I had it out, because I did something previous where I had a little brown and kind of reddish brown gesso, I just made a little bit of a pattern, made some quick trees, black, smeared them through with a little bit of a foam brush, and then just coated it, let it dry, and then coated everything with oil. So I'm done. There you go. What I was thinking about doing was taking a little bit of a mixture of sap green and crimson, makes a brown, and just kind of putting it on here, seeing what it looks like. Start down here. And I'll tell you what, that the oil that's on here makes paint flow much easier. Try to put this much paint on a dry canvas, it's much tougher. I'll just say that. Much tougher. Kind of to get the flow and move. So that's why we do it the way we do it. Alright. I want to tint this with the mixture that we have going on here. Give it a nice brown hue. I'm going to do the corners too. You always want the corners to be the darkest in your painting. Kind of focus the eye where you want it to, instead of focusing your eye way up on this corner for no reason. So let's get these corners dark and blend them out. There we go. That's it. I'm just listening to the Howling soundtrack, just enjoying my night, relaxing, having fun, painting as you see. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of deep yellow, start mixing it with this white in here. Got a stray hair, that happens. These are natural hair brushes, so they tend to molt a little bit, especially in mating season. Now a mixture of white and yellow. I'm just going to come up here. I'm just going to find the bright spot and just start working this in. It's little swirls, little ghost swirls almost. Makes it look like fog. That's my idea. Swirl them in. Because you have this big brush, there's a lot of paint on the brush. I'm trying basically to obscure the original background of what we did with mist and fog. Roll it in. Just roll it in. Alright? Looks pretty misty. That looks misty. Alright? Clean it up real quick. Beat the devil out of it. You know that. You know it. Make sure it's dry. And then we just go back in and swirl it around. Work it all up. Just little consecutive circles. Just basically moving that little tip of this brush back and forth. Move it around like this. You can little X strokes to really blend it out. But to really mix it up, these circles work the best. To really mix up the fog, get the wind moving. Just like that. You can move that around. Ooh. Get it ethereal looking. Very dark. Very dark. Very diffused, I guess is a good word to use. You diffuse the fog. Alright, you obscure things. Alright, so we're going to take the same kind of layer that we have going on with those. I'm probably going to switch to a smaller brush. A little smaller canvas. Mixed. We're going to go to a 1-inch brush instead of the big 2-inch brushes that we usually use. Alright, we're going to go in here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll use this oval brush. I've never really used this on the PABrewNews. Let's go into this little sap green brown concoction that we mixed with a little bit of white. Make a little bit of a lighter version of what we're using. Alright. want something lighter, but something that you can still show up against all this fog. All right. We just start. Ooh, I like that. Making this little hang down trees. Little bush just lives right there. Boy, I like that. Some of it's way back there. Some of it's way back in the fog, kind of just peering out a little bit. Just like that. Way back in the fog. I love the little organ they use in the howling, because it's actually funny. The Italian composer did this. They found an old church organ in like a disused kind of church, and they used that on this. But the funny thing is, the guy in the howling, he couldn't speak Italian, and the guy from Italy, he couldn't speak English. So basically, the way they talked together was they both knew kind of broken Spanish. So that's how they talk to each other, in broken Spanish. Then darken that up a little bit, take a little bit of the white out that we were using, so I could have a little bit of a deeper brown here, just like that. Even a little black too. Just throw a little black. If you're worried you're getting a little too bright, you just need to make a whole new flavor. Touch brown, black. Look at that. See? That's a whole new flavor right there. Just touch. Just walk it down. I like big hangy leaves. They're fun. They're fun. They're fun to do. They're just like that. So they talked together basically in broken Spanish, and that's how they figured out what they were going to do with the howling, with the soundtrack and stuff, which is very, very comical, I think, in a fun way. I don't use this oval brush very much. One of those ones kind of forget about. Make little bushes, just like any other ones you push up. Make another plane of bushes. There you go. Ooh, that's better. Another plane of bushes right there. Put some bushes right here. There, just like that. That's good. Okay, we're going to clean this brush off. Maybe we'll just use basically one brush. Maybe two brushes. That's about it for this whole thing. I think that this one, I like making them kind of nuanced and dark and moody, you know what I mean? So let's not get too bright on this one, but I do want to show a little something going on. So, because there's a lot of mood and light going on in the back here. So I want to give these bushes, like say there's some light shooting through here, give them a little bit way back. Not much though, just want to touch them. I don't want to get this too bright back there. I'm just mixing some of the yellows together, just to give them a little ideas of bushes, things like that. Little nuances. Trying to separate them though. I don't want to kill any of this mist, this darkness that we have going on. I want to keep that going pretty strong. Okay, I want to go up into some of these trees too. Go right into some yellow. Some of this yellow right here, where you think things will just shine in the background a little bit. Just touch them. Just see it. See some of the hanging downs. They're going to get a little bit lighter. It's going to be a very dark, kind of nuanced painting, I think. Go in some yellow ochre. Pull the yellow ochre through, touch it, and tap it in there. I think this oval brush, I don't use it very much. It seems just like pull it through and just tap. Tap, 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 tap. That's how you load it really nice. It just... And just, if it doesn't exactly catch like you want to, either add a little bit of the paint thinner or the liquid white and just touch it. and see if it catches better. Just a little bit though, because you get stuff too thin, you're gonna start mixing mud. Then you won't be happy with me, unfortunately. Yellow ochre and a little bit of the brighter yellows. And I just want to differentiate between what we're doing here. I'll keep that looking like that. Okay, so right here I want to very dark. There you go. Beat the devil out of it. You don't, this is one of those ones where something about this painting style, when you really get these nuanced paintings, you don't want to touch them up too much because they just start, you have that fear of them blending together too much, where everything starts looking the same. You don't want that. Right there, I think this is pretty much all the blending we want to do with the background. I want to keep the background as dark as this. I don't want to get too much with that background. That background can get way out of hand real quick because of how nuanced and foggy it is. So right now, let's get some brown, some black, some of that little brown that we mix them together. There we go. Let's pull it tight through. I just pull it through and then cut across. Boop, and it gives me a little roll of paint at the end of the knife there. Let's kind of an idea of where some land lives in this thing. Pull it down. So, and we'll get the idea of where the rock lives. I think definitely has some rocks living in some places. Just like that. Okay. Got a chunk of white off. Go right through that brown of reddish brown we mixed together. And we just totally just graze the rocks. Yep, and it just takes just enough of what you need. Gives you nice little rock indentations, little land ideas. Don't get too bright. We want this kind of dark, nuanced. We now have all these little rocks sitting there. Okay. Whoop, drop that, because that's what happened. I think now it is time. We've seen one brush pretty much this whole time. I think we have the time where we can actually get another brush out. A little fan brush. I'm gonna go through the little liquid white. I think just a touch of a red. I mean just a touch of red. I just want to give it the slightest pink tonality there, okay? So now we're going to come this way. We'll pick up what's going on here. It goes back in here, and then spills over that way. So I want to get some more just standard white on that brush, and I really want to. I really want to just make it just splash over. Just down. Just like that. Make the noise, it helps. Helps me. Push up a little bit. Make bubbles and dips and fun things like that. Okay. We'll work with that a little bit later. I think that's pretty much good for that. Let's see. Take a nice clean brush and tap it. Tap all those splashiness, and it gives you even more mist. Look at that. How much mist is there now over that little waterfall fallen and missed in places. Go back to the dark color that we have. And you can actually move that whole rock right down here. Make it fall all the way down by there. It comes out like that. Look at that. We just moved some mountains literally. Just, oh, wow. Same thing here. Move that in front of that. Look at that. We just closed in that whole waterfall right there. We just did it. Just like that. Closed in that whole waterfall. It's a big waterfall too. Okay. Well, I like that. Get a little bit of that white browning mixed up. Just move. It's going to be brighter on the top than it is on the bottom, so I just kind of follow the tops, and on the bottom just pull right down, just like that. Just give it that nuance of different things going on. Straight down. Okay. Actually, probably you want to do take a little bit of a black and make a little rock out here in the middle of nowhere. Cut it off. Give it this little indication. Oh, some rocks down here too. Okay. So we put the rocks there. Next thing you can do, go right back into that white that we had. And you can just fall on, crash over it. Just crashing over it, just having a good time. Here, goes right around that rock. See? And I'm just making little saw motions. Oh, there goes another one. You never know, huh? Right there. Ooh, little rock. Hit it. See, you can't see the rocks that are underneath. You just see it. You just see them churning and bubbling, and it's constantly mixing. It's constantly adding things and mixing with the brown that you originally put on. Because with the brown that you put on and the liquid clear, you can just move this everywhere, anywhere you want it to. So that, like that, boom, right there. We have a beautiful little creek, kind of waterfall, just going over, splashing, misting up, just like that. Good. Okay. So let's see. Let's get a big mean brush. Big mean brush. Let's start adding little big trees and stuff. Kind of just hang down in the mist. Carve these up. I like big, like I said before, I like big hanging trees. So right here we got big trees that kind of just hang. They hang right down. Just, get all that water from the waterfall and they just hang down everywhere. There's probably just little bushes and trees that kind of just sit by the waterfall and just love life and get its little moisture from it. So let's close that down, just like that. Just like that. Okay. Now all we're doing right now. You can change anything you want, but right now, beating that devil. All we're doing right now is putting in the dark to make sure that the light shows that you put on. Now, mind you, when you do this, you're going to need to add a little bit of paint thinner or liquid white to give a little bit of something to the paint so it sticks properly. A little liquid white or a little paint thinner. Now right here, do you see these things? just kind of hang right over. See, they're not. That's not doing it right. So I give a little of thick paint. A thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Just like that. See how dark though it still is? I mean, we're getting highlights. We're giving the idea that there's a tree right here, hanging down, loving life, but it's not getting too bright. That's the point. Maybe it has little purple. Maybe it has little orange flowers on it. We can do that. Let's pull it through. Tap a little orange. Just like that. There you go. That side's done. Has little trees going down with little orange flowers. Right, just like that. Good. Okay. We might add more. We might not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Same thing here. Get a little bit of this yellow. That's going to be brighter here. It's going to be nice and bright down over there, but then it's going to get darker and darker as you go down over. It's going to get darker and darker once you go over the little ridge. So if you want to change it up and start using the less bright yellow to do what you're doing. And even when you're tapping, it's going to, again, automatically mix. Automatically mix with the dark colors that you put on before. So you don't have to fight with this. This is something that comes as you go. I'm a lazy guy. I'm a lazy painter. I like things that come easy. And this, oh, I'm in luck when I found this style of painting, because this, look how dark down here that is now. Constantly adding and blending with the paint that's already on there. Alright? We already have a lot of dark here. I'm just going to add a little bit of earth under some of these things so we can see that there's actually a difference. I'm going to go right back into that white that we had. Add a little bit more white to it, just so we have a little bit of a difference. And I'm just going to touch, just to let you know that we have a little land down here too. Just kind of jutting out, having fun. There. Everything sits on that land. Okay. Don't worry about this. Let it happen naturally. Okay? It fell down again, so that's on par. That's good. Let's just go right over here again. We'll touch, break up that land we just put on for a little bit more bushes, a little more fun things. Just like that. We got a little lone bush that's sitting right there. I've seen him. Had my little eye on him for quite a long time. So I figured, let me just give him a little bit of a bright, ooh, yeah, like that. Maybe the sun really looked at him and said, you know what? I'm gonna hit him the hardest, because he is a bright one. He's bright. He's unlike me when I was at school. He's actually bright. There's some orange in there just to break up the flavor. Little orange bushes. Same thing, probably right here. Over that little ridge. Push a little orange in there, just to break things up. Just like that. Okay, good. Clean this up. Oh, we still got lots of time, so that's good. We're doing a good job. We're not going too far over. I like to keep it around a half an hour. All I'm going to do right now is put a little accoutrements in with little branches and twigs and leaves. Okay, so get a little paint thinner and run the paint thinner through the blacks and browns. Just want to get nice thin ink. Okay, come up here. You'll just see there's a big old limb that just lives right here. And just lives right there. Because these, you can see little things that come out of the trees. You don't just stop because the tree stops. Little things grow out and they play. Wherever the light tells them to go, they go. They are easy. They're free like me. They just do whatever comes easy. So make little branches that kind of come and go and play. Something's got to hold these things up, otherwise they're going to fall down this little waterfall we made and make a big splash down there. So we can't do that. So you got to make sure these little branches and things that we have going on. Because I realized, I was like, oh boy, you gotta put some stems in these bushes. They're gonna fall over. Don't want that. Nothing worse than an angry bush. You know what I mean? Big one right there. And we don't care where it goes. Just because your painting stops doesn't mean the trees stop. Perfect. Okay, one right here. Right off the paint. Nice little jiggly, wiggly, nice branches. Not all trees were grown up to, made to become telephone poles when they grew up. So just like that. That's some nice little trees we got going on. Branch right there. And everything you do, especially when you work on layers, adds the illusion of distance. Watch this. Oh. That one, he is the lucky one. He goes there, he gets to watch this waterfall. You can go from the root up, or you can go from the tip of the branch out. It doesn't matter. Whatever is easier for you. I do both ways. I don't really have a preference. Sometimes it's easier for me to go from there we go. Perfect. Sometimes it's easier for me to go from the top down when I do these. Sometimes it's easier for me to go and just work it up from the bottom. It doesn't matter. Easy peasy. No big deal. Okay. Throw this right there. We're going to add a little bit more to this guy. Oh, I like that. Made one I didn't even realize I was going to make, and I like them a lot. There you go. Just like that. Okay. I think that worked out pretty well. Indeed. I don't know. I was going to add a big tree or whatever, but you know what? I think sometimes you just got to say, you know what? I'm done. And we're under the 30-minute mark, so I'm gonna pop this up and show you what I got going on under here. Hopefully everything worked okay. You never know. Moment of truth. You never know until you get all this stuff off. Ooh, look at that. That's only because the tape ripped. That's good. First I was like, oh, how did I do that? Look at that. There. And it's alright if it doesn't go perfect because you're going to frame it anyway. But these are things that people just... Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Woo! Woo! Everything's coming off. That's good. Wish I could do that one stroke. That'd be awesome. Let's get the tape off up here. Actually, I can get the tape off over here too. Okay. Oh, there it is. That's why it didn't come off. Okay. And here. This little dude. back. Can't get this guy out. There he is. Put that on. Using my tape comes off a lot easier, but this is a new tape. This is actually an industrial tape I'm using. And it is a little bit of a booger. A little bit of a booger. Come on. Well, can't complain that it's a good tape, I guess. Yeah, it's a good tape until it rips. But it's strong. Definitely strong tape. That's good. I was having a lot of problems with my old tape about it bleeding through and stuff, so there we go. And here we have it. Went over 30 minutes only because I was taking the tape off, so that's pretty funny. Anyway, there we go. We got a little bit of a beautiful kind of like sunset, kind of ethereal forest waterfall going on. Hope you enjoyed this one. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Painting with PABrewNews, episode 27. And again, sorry about the chaos with the tape, but I think you appreciate what it kind of came out to within fruition styles. So anyway, I'll see you for the next one. And until then, cheers. Bye bye.